morning, evening, night, good day, everybody. Hi,
Whatever.
welcome to the Demonetized podcast, episode 9?
Nine.
Oh my
Nine.
lord. Here we are, approaching the big double digits.
Damn.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's insane. I'm a dude talking to you right here. My name is Indigo, and joined for the very first time in the same room as the illustrosity herself, Maya Fennec.
Maya Fennec in the house.
Hi Maya, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm feeling a little bit awkward about this recording setup, but I think it's if you're
it's
just a
gonna be
listener,
interesting.
you're probably not noticing anything.
Hopefully.
However, we are also, of course, joined by the one and only, the creative genius, Dave.
Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Yay.
Woo!
Yes,
Directly from Wales.
Yeah.
Live from the Great Britain. That's not your
Oh
accent.
no,
I'm sorry.
don't bring out the accent again. So guys, I noticed that the channel has got over 1,000 subscribers, which is really cool.
Yeah, I saw that.
I noticed as well.
That's crazy.
Woo! Woo!
Thanks
Subs.
everybody.
Hey!
Thanks for subscribing.
Let's give ourselves a little bit of a hand.
Yes.
I guess, first of all, thank you to all you guys for watching and
Yeah.
listening and subscribing to the channel. And, you know, I think this is probably as good of an opportunity as we'll ever get to discuss the big episode 10, the first anniversary. We need to do something for the 10 episode special. We need to do
We need
something.
to do something.
What should we do?
We can
What do you think,
either
man?
Should we?
we just like order loads of
Have a
junk food
drink.
and eat? No.
Oh yeah.
We
just
all
drink?
ordered like 10 burgers each.
Oh, we
And
should
they all
do a
have to be
burger
done.
special.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
We all
Anyway,
go out
we
and
had
buy
burgers
3
today.
different burgers each, and none of them can be ordinary cheeseburgers.
No.
Did you say you had?
Deli-
You've
I
had
mean,
burgers
that's a good start.
Yeah, like maybe the listeners can choose, like, they can vote on the best topics, and we have to put it on the burgers. or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah, that's a cool idea.
Something like that. or
Yeah, I guess it depends on
just
where we
have
order
a
from.
beer or something.
Yeah.
Or we can
I mean,
record
that's the
later
class,
and
but
have
like-
a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have been talking about bringing on a guest for a future episode. Is this maybe a good time to start? What do you guys think? Like, on the record?
I don't know. What
Maybe.
do you think?
Yeah, someone, I don't know.
It seems a bit scary.
Maybe.
It seems scary.
It's a bit scary.
It's a bit scary. Yeah.
Maybe
I'm
we can bring on like a low key guest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start softly.
Start small. Start with someone like, you know, Ethan Klein or, you know,
Yeah,
an
you know,
iDubbbz or someone like
Shredder
that
or-
before moving on to
Yeah.
Jake Paul, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, we'll do something special for episode 10. Don't know what it's going to be, but
We'll,
Definitely.
for sure. If you have any requests, leave them in the comments of the YouTube video of this episode,
Yeah.
Yes.
and we'll consider them.
Yeah, it could be special outfits. We have to. I don't know. Paint our faces.
we should do a
Or we
fancy
can all
dress
come up
episode
with...
for Halloween as well. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
totally.
that's not a bad idea because it's gonna be like kind of a Halloween special, kinda 2 weeks too early, but still
Yeah.
thing. So maybe.
Yeah, well, even if we don't do it next
Maybe.
week, we could do it.
We
the
can
week
put
after
some
or whatever.
spooky music in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Oh god. Yeah, we figure something out. I also want to mention real quick, as of course at the start of every episode, if you are just finding out, hi, this is the Demonetized podcast. We are on YouTube, youtube.com// we don't have a custom URL, but we are also on iTunes and SoundCloud. So if you're a listener, feel free to head over to iTunes and rate us, give us 5 stars, and that helps us grow even more. So yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Indigo, we got some questions about Spotify, I've noticed.
Yeah, I've seen that as well. Like, hey, is the podcast coming to Spotify?
Yeah,
and
is
the
it?
quick answer is, I have no idea how to do that.
Oh,
I don't think.
maybe I can help.
Well, the thing is, to get a podcast on Spotify, as far as I know, you need to go via a normal Spotify distributor, like a company like Record Union or something like that. But you need that company to have a special Spotify deal. Yeah, but they're a record company. I'm talking about a digital distributor. That's not the same thing. Yeah, and I don't think, sadly, that SoundCloud have that Spotify thing yet. And SoundCloud is sadly who we are hosting with, and they're great, but I don't think they have the Spotify functionality. I could be wrong though. This could all be total bullcrap. So feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Dave, maybe you know anything about that?
I
How
don't
that
got a
works?
clue. No, I've never put anything on SoundCloud. So, but no, on Spotify. But we can check. We'll look into it. We'll have a little look.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll look into it.
Yeah,
keep you updated.
I put up music on Spotify, but I know the person
me
on
too.
podcast is very different.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how. So,
But it is on
I don't know.
iTunes.
We'll find out.
And everywhere else, isn't it? So
Yeah.
yeah, right. But iTunes,
yeah.
we're also the OG podcast kind of place.
I
But
guess.
I don't know. We'll sort out before episode 30, maybe.
Yeah.
That's my promise.
So, what have you guys been up to this last week then?
Cheers.
What have you been doing? What have you been making?
Well, Maya, you have had the craziest types of content on your channel, I'd say. Well, not the craziest necessarily, but rather, I'd say you probably had the past week of your content being the most... I'm drawn towards calling it controversial. I'm not sure if that is too strong, but...
Maybe just it's just different to what you normally post, I guess, but it's awesome.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
good.
Yeah. I'd say experimental.
So what are we talking about,
like
Maya?
that.
Do you want to inform the listeners?
I guess I released 2 videos last week. One was a Bowser cosplay tutorial,
Yeah, I watched it.
and
It was
one was
hilarious.
a.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, that video is doing really well on your channel.
it's so weird. It's like it's growing really fast, but it also has it has a lot of dislikes.
But it's like a parody, isn't it? You're doing like a parody. So
Yeah, it's a parody. Yeah, I'm like 100% ironic through the whole video, and I'm just.
You've just got like a load of
talking so
pissed off
much, like,
people who want to be Bowser,
Yeah.
and you're just.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a really good
Yeah,
video.
because you're like, because the video's attracting all these kids who are just looking
like,
for
oh, I wanna get
a
a
nice, clean, good tutorial, and then they're
Yeah.
finding this kind of almost Jenna Marbles-esque video, and and it's like,
Well, I start off the video by announcing that I'm gonna put on all makeup blindfolded, in the
yeah,
sense that I can't look myself in the mirror. So I'm like, yeah, everything I did, it was just basically just I got the idea that I wanted to do something with the Bowset meme. I thought maybe I could do some kind of tutorial or something, but I am kind of good with makeup, so I was having a hard time to like, how do I make this more stupid?
Yeah.
So then I came up with the idea that I can't use a mirror while I'm doing my makeup.
yeah.
And then it just, I'm using toilet paper as the crown.
And I like how you introduce that asset as well, because you're like almost insulting the viewers. Like, I need to make the crown. I could make it out of cardboard, but I bet that would be too hard for you viewers to follow, so I'll just make it out of toilet paper.
I thought it was really good.
Me as a cosplayer myself, I'd be like, wow, bitch. Like,
It's triggered. Indigo was
It
triggered.
was like, yeah.
I
I'm just
wouldn't
talking
be,
so
I'm
much.
just
I'm
saying.
just like making stuff up. I don't even know. I didn't have a script or anything. I was just like, I don't know. I felt edgy, and I was talking about, I don't know, how to magic makeup secrets that don't exist, and I just came up with like making your mouth look larger, and I'm using a high quality pen from H&M, and that's like the worst makeup brand ever. Stuff. But it's funny because so many people, like more than I thought, have been taking that video seriously, like in the comments, and
Yeah.
I think that's why it has so many dislikes.
Yeah, people
maybe.
don't.
Yeah,
But
but
a lot of
I-
people don't get that kind of ironic humor. That's one thing I learned
Yeah,
really
I
No,
think
for
so.
sure.
But like at this, but in the second half of the video, when I make the cardboard horns, I'm having this like 5-minute speech about how scissors and cardboard are dangerous if you're like.
But don't be scared. I'm a professional.
I'm a professional. It's family friendly, but like if you're 9 years old or younger, you should probably ask someone for help. I don't know. I thought it was obvious, but maybe it's. I mean, it's a bit clever humor.
I know what you mean.
I
You
think
have
it's
to, like.
yeah. I think it's that you don't come across as necessarily ironic at the start of the video to
No,
a
maybe.
random newcomer who don't know who you are, and so
Yeah.
when they go into it for the first 2 or 3 minutes, you could very well be serious, and then all of a sudden you start doing like you paint your face green and stuff like that, and people start going like, wait, what? You know, so it's like a bait and switch kind of way, and like the humor is like it's very clever, but like if you don't know that it's supposed to be comedy in the first place,
Yeah.
I could
Well,
see
that's
why
true.
you as an aspiring cosplayer might dislike it.
Yeah.
But you
I
know.
got a lot of comments also from people who must have like not watched the video, who were like, "Oh my god, thank you so much for this tutorial."
Yeah, I'm a cosplayer
I'm
myself.
a cosplayer myself. Thank you for this tutorial. And I was like, so I answered a couple of them like, "Did you find my tutorial useful?
Yeah,
like how
they
to
never
put
replied
toilet
back.
paper on her head?" It's like, no.
That's good.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But I did that. It's up on my channel if you want to check it out.
Yeah, go
It's
check
a good
it out.
video.
Go check it out.
Highly recommend it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The second
It's-
video I made.
Oh yeah. That
It's
whole
called
thing.
Indigo versus the World,
That was insane.
and it's a gotcha video.
Yeah, so that's the one we kind of, I guess, alluded to in the last episode.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Uh,
Basically, so this this Gachaverse, Gacha Studios, an app. It was trending on YouTube and everywhere last week.
Yeah.
It really blew up. So
Yeah, it still is though. It's really crazy.
yeah, maybe it is. So Indigo, we were like talking about like what videos should we make this week, and you started talking about Gachaverse, and I was like, maybe I can make something in that app, and I don't know, I just started. In the same sense, I didn't have any plan or anything. I don't know. I made a weird comic strip video about.
Yeah, I mean it's essentially a comic, but it's made as a YouTube video with like these
animated.
horrible voices on top, like this text-to-speech generators, and like silly background music.
You must have taken
It all started
it
started like a joke. I was just gonna make a couple of frames, but it ended up like. As I started progressing with the story, I'm like, oh my god, I need to have this character and this character. And the episode that is out now on my channel, it's 50 pictures that I have to make in this app. So and like each with all the speech bubbles and everything. But I had so much more. Dave, you have a spot in it as well.
Spoiler!
Spoiler!
How long did it take you to do
that
episode?
It took me like a day, more or less.
Because it seems like a lot of work.
So it's like, it took much more time than I thought it would, because I came up with a really stupid story that was like, okay, I wanna have Dave, I wanna have this and this and that, but then I like when Endigo reaches Baldy's schoolhouse, Rush on Baldy's
minor
schoolhouse.
spoiler if you haven't watched it yet. Rush on Baldy.
Yeah, then I was already like, I'd made 50 pictures, and then I had to record all the voices and overlap them in the voice-to-speech thing. And animate together all the pictures. So,
but to be fair, though, it was a good from a pure narrative standpoint, it was a very good place to end it. With me reaching like the first boss area, meeting Baldy, and then like to be continued.
Yeah. So it has kind of the storyline like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and that's why it's called Endigo versus the World. But like with the whole, you have to defeat my 4 evil exes thing, except that in my story they're not my exes, and they're just random people that agreed to get paid in nudes.
One of them
that
being
are not from myself.
Well, this means that you negotiated the transaction of nude images with Baldy from Baldy's Basics.
I did.
Which is a horrible thought to have in the very first place. Imagine him being
Baldy
like,
doesn't know it's not pictures of me yet. So stay
imagine
tuned
him
for part 2.
with his like big lips and like, like I want nudes.
I'm just saying, you ain't seen nothing yet. Wait for part 2. It's coming this week.
I am waiting. I'm assuming I'm gonna do a part 2 to my reaction video to your part 2 as well.
I would love that. Yeah, Endigo made a reaction video to it. I really liked your reaction video. I thought you made it very well.
Thank you.
Funny.
I enjoyed reacting to it. The fact that I hadn't watched your comic thing at all. Typically when I react to whenever I react to like YouTubers doing stuff, I at least want to have a brief like glimpse of what they're doing, so I know that what I'm like getting myself into. I had not checked out a single frame of your video.
Not anything, because we did like this. So I finished the video. And then when I was about to post it, I didn't want anybody to send screenshots to Endigo. So I called you and we're like, okay, Endigo, from now on, don't check your Twitter, don't check anything. Go record a reaction video now. And don't check like anything on social media. And you went straight to record it. And it turned out pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember. I was doing something and I just quit in the middle of it. I'm like, all right, here I go. I was going to go wash my hair. All right, I'll do it.
It's
but
really
it was fun. Great job with it. Looking forward to part 2. And if now apparently Dave has a cameo, even more looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
It looks like I don't know. I guess that's the point in the app. You can do a lot with it, but it looks really good. It looks good. You know what I mean?
You think so? Thank you.
Yeah, it's very customizable. I read somewhere that if you wanna, because my character in the series, I'm holding a huge fidget spinner during the entire comic. I read somewhere that somebody was like, oh, the fidget spinner, that's a free item. Do you have to pay for assets to use in the comic?
I think that I think you can do that, because it was some free items when I created
so it's like microtransaction cosmetics.
Yeah, but then you could choose like from an extra menu, and then it was like, okay, you need to log in or get Studio Pro or something.
Oh wow, so it's like
Gacha
Roblox.
Pro. Yeah, or something. I think you can get like the pro version of the app, and then you unlock all these different features. But you know, I just worked with. I didn't pay anything, so and it turned out okay.
Paying shit.
No.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's all turning out good. So make sure you stay subscribed to the Demonetized podcast to hear what we think of episode 2 that launches when?
Yeah.
The end of this week.
So by the time this goes out,
what day? It's Wednesday today.
It's Tuesday today. This is airing Thursday.
Thursday. Oh, I was thinking about releasing it Thursday if I can manage to have it.
So it might be out right now.
Oh my god! Otherwise, it's coming on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Cool. Well, keep up the good work.
What about you, Indigo? What you been
Dave, my boy.
So Dave, what have you been doing, Dave? We've been talking away here over in Sweden.
I think. What did I do? I think I was just making a load of meme songs last week. I made the Bowsette rap. I made.
Yeah. So wait, can we just talk about that for a minute? Your Bowsette song.
Oh my god. I died.
It's Indigo. It's your fault because I literally hadn't seen the meme until we spoke about it on the podcast. So I was like, how are you seeing it everywhere? But then once you mentioned it, it just appeared everywhere. You know, I just noticed it then.
Yeah,
so,
it was just
it
went viral right before we started, like an hour before we started recording. It boom like that.
Yeah, exactly. I thought I would.
So basically, what Dave did for the viewers, like you took a picture of Bowsette and then you cut in your mouth with lipstick.
Yeah,
and a mustache.
And some mustache.
yeah, it's funny.
That showed.
Because like I was planning the video and I was like, okay, so I'll put my face on something so I'm not moving, and I'll just cut it out and put it over the picture. And then it wasn't until I was editing I was like, oh dude, I've got a mustache, I can't just like blend it into the thing. I didn't even think about it until it was too late.
Oh my god.
But luckily it kind of works. You know, that's part of the goof.
Yeah,
for sure. It adds, like, if anything, it adds to the character of Bowsette, like the lore of Bowsette being this Bowser person.
But yeah,
I saw the picture. You posted a picture on Instagram before you posted the Bowsette
of me
thing.
with
it was just you with lipstick.
Yeah.
I thought you made maybe. I was like, is he making a Miranda Sings video?
Like a challenge or something.
It did look like.
But then I just saw the title Bowsette song on Twitter, and I was like, oh shit, he went.
So it was fun. I can't remember why I had the idea. When a meme comes up, I try to think how can I like contribit to it, and sometimes it's nothing you can do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I thought this would be a fun one.
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Yeah,
it was really well done.
Thanks. It's a bit of a goof.
For sure, great job.
What other videos have you made this week?
I made another meme song of the moth and lamp meme, but we'll get into that.
Right.
I guess we could talk about the memes of this week now if you want, because that's like a new.
So I just want to say, much like with Bongo Cat, I'm totally out of the loop with this moth meme. I just again noticed that you and Grande both did moth memes around the same hour, and I was like, oh, here we go again. I'm out of the loop again. What am I missing now?
Pokemon version of it though.
Yeah. So.
There's not a lot to it really. It's kind of just like, I think there's a couple of photos of moths with like bright eyes, and and that's like the goof playing that they like light. This is really simple. It's just like moths love lamps.
All right,
and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just saw it appear I went on Reddit and it was just everywhere, like in every load of random subreddits. So I was like, might as well just make something on it. But but it's a bit of a. There's not much to it. I don't think it's gonna last that long. It's more of like an image meme. You know what I mean? This.
For sure.
But yes,
you think so?
It's all right. There's a couple good videos on it.
Yeah.
I think so.
What other memes?
Yeah, like yours. What other? I'm trying to think. It's been a kind of it's been kind of a dry week for memes aside from the moth meme. Like, it's all just been Bowsette all week.
Bowsette.
As far as I've been able to tell. It's really blown way out of proportions. And like you mentioned, Maya, like the Bowsette thing. Like,
Bowsette.
People are making like all these other Mary characters. Into like Boo is the big one, but also like
but also like Undertale.
Like
Flower West.
But I saw a comic with Waluigi like looking like really like into the camera. Then he put on the crown, and the next was like poof. And then he stands there with the same face, like,
I've seen that.
And the last frame is him like Waluigi is already beautiful faces.
I saw that. That's good. Yeah, that meme. I've also there's another one that I've seen creep up. It's just like Halloween memes, like skeleton memes.
Okay.
That's started to like appear this last day or so. I think.
I guess it's that time of year, huh?
Yeah, I think.
All of Halloween is October. No, all of October is Halloween month.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But
it's also Inktober.
Inktober, right? You're kind of a drawer.
Yeah.
Drawer. Wait, that's
kind of a drawer.
That's not how you say that. That's not how you're kind of a drawer.
What are you calling me?
You're kind of a cupboard. Are you gonna do something for Inktober?
I've been thinking about it. I just don't know where to upload.
Have you been inking about
Yeah, I do draw a lot every day.
it? Do you have an inkling of inspiration? Sorry.
You're too funny. But actually, I'm thinking about because I could spam my Instagram with it, but I think that audience is a different kind of audience.
But you could spam Twitter with hashtags and get retweets.
I could, but I think I could and do like meme versions of meme drawings.
Because Twitter is where it's
every
big,
day.
so you should for sure.
Maybe I should
Do a daily.
I've been thinking
hits.
also about doing like a second Instagram account where I just put up my art and digital art because since I'm using my iPad a lot nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My new drawing pad, so
Yeah, for sure.
maybe I should do some kind of meme-tober.
Do it. Yeah.
Yeah, have people request memes or something.
Yeah,
and then
it
you
could
like
be fun.
like a
It could
challenge,
be
like
fun.
draw it in an hour or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, why not?
why not?
Way to get creative.
Yeah.
So Indigo, what have you been up to this week? I saw you. Yeah.
Oh man. I've been on this. Well, okay. So to start on the right end of it, I've been working for the past. Well, it's more than 2 weeks now, but like over the past week and the week before that, I've basically been lying low on these kind of typical Indigo remixes that I do all the time. Because I've been like feeling, but yeah, we can get into that later with like creativity in general.
Yeah.
But I've been feeling, to make a long story short, quality over quantity in a way. And something like when I really started back with music on YouTube, what I loved doing was video game inspired original songs. I made songs like about No Man's Sky and Rocket League and like a bunch of games back in the day. I haven't really done that lately, but I played through Bendy and the Ink Machine a couple of weeks ago in like 2 nights, and it was so good. So I had been working like for the past 2 weeks. I had just been working on a Bendy inspired song, and that's been the bulk of what I've been doing. And that's also why I've been kind of slow with videos in general compared to my other like typically kind of hectic tempo. So I mean, aside from that one, which is the big one, what I reacted to your your gacha thing,
Yeah.
and I did a Bowsette meme thing.
Instrumental.
I released some instrumental. Yeah, I did a Jaden Animations remix like 2 weeks ago, and so I just been like, I guess milking that one. Like I did an 8-bit version, which is kind of cool, and an instrumental. But aside from that, the big thing was this new Bendy inspired song.
Yeah.
that I
Go
released.
into that a bit because it's clearly like a bigger production. Like you got like custom artwork and talk about that a little bit because it's crazy.
Yeah.
And
So,
the mix on it
Bendy
is
and the Ink
insane. I was
Machine-
listening to it earlier. The mix is crazy. Like it just.
Oh, thanks, man.
No, I was genuinely.
Yeah,
it
It's
dude,
really well made.
sounds like you got someone to master.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Oh, well, I did it all myself, but thanks so much.
No,
I just spent a lot of time on it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident in my production skills. It's just I typically feel like
You
I
settle.
want to try and I really want to try to keep up the tempo of the YouTubing life. So I settle on
Yeah.
a 6 out of 10
It's
most
time.
of the time.
Yeah, it's time. It's the
Um,
same for me. It's just like you can't afford to just like
Yeah.
be working on something for ages
Yeah.
and go back to it and
Yeah.
you know.
Mm.
But yeah,
Right.
Especially when you never know like what's gonna work on YouTube.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you don't want to put like too much time into everything because
Yeah.
it might just flop.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Then again, I've been finding more and more creators lately who I've noticed who have been like roughly our size as well, who do put out way less videos, but they are way better, get way more positive feedback and way better result that way.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of slowly but surely like thinking if that is a better direction to go in general, instead of being a grande and making something fun every day, like maybe doing like something really cool once or twice a week.
Yeah, I think it's like the Shane Dawson effect, isn't it? I think since he started, he's a really good example.
Totally.
That's the exact thing, and the fact that he was talking to, who was it? I saw some video where he was talking to somebody about like video output, and he said that some people say you should post every day. That is a total myth. Like it's better to not post for a few days and then post something really good. Which when he said that, I was like, are you sure? But then I just looked at his views, and you know, every video getting 15 million. You know, no other creator in the world is getting that. So
amount of views.
you know, there's probably some truth to that. But yeah, but about this video in general, or in particular, I played through Bendy and the Ink Machine like 2 weeks ago, and the thing is, Bendy is an episodic game series. It's 5 chapters, and that's the whole game. But they've been released episodically. So episode 1 was released early 2017, I think. And then episode 4 was released a couple months ago. And now the final one is getting released on Halloween at the end of October of this year. That's going to be the final one. And I've been intrigued by Bendy for a while. I think it looks like a really cool game. It has this whole kind of classic 20s Disney kind of art style. It looks really creepy, but really cool. And I noticed on Steam that they had a sale that you could get, if you bought all 4 episodes, you'd get 20% off, and you'd get the last episode for free when it releases. So I was like, well, this is a good time to jump in.
Yeah.
So I jumped in, I played through them all, and I was just so inspired. So my idea was initially that I wanted to make a song to coincide with the release of episode 5 in a month from now, which I'm still kind of thinking about doing. It's kind of a good thing to do. Sorry, Maya's drawing really vulgar stuff on her iPad, and I just want to remind you that we're on webcam, so...
I'm just... look, it's nothing...
What are you doing, man?
It's okay, it's okay.
Bowsette memes. This is Bowsette.
This is that level, man. Oh my god, Maya.
Maya, I thought you were the innocent one.
Okay.
I thought you were the innocent one among us.
Am I the innocent one?
That's how she wants to be portrayed, you know?
Oh god, you...
Oh...
Dave.
Oh my god, Dave, you have to like rewind and like check frame by frame if that got through.
No, it didn't show. I made sure it didn't show.
We'll just blur it anyway for the sake of it.
You'll have to remind me.
They'll never know.
I'll forget.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Welcome to the train wreck formerly known as episode 9 of the Demonetized podcast.
Yes. Instead, I can show you this to the camera.
Yeah. So this is actually right now Maya is showing the viewers a piece of the art. So in this video, the Bendy video, there's a lot of hand-drawn custom art. I try to make it kind of like an animated 2D video, except I can't 2D animate at all. So I had Maya draw some really good looking stuff on her iPad, and I just kind of moved it around a bit in Premiere, like to make it look like an actual animation. So I've been drawing like crazy. Yeah, your drawings look like they really made the video look really cool. So much better.
Really cool.
Yeah. But yeah, what I did basically, like the game has a kind of 1920s kind of vibe, and there are a lot of other creators out there who've done Bendy inspired original tunes before. Who's been like, they made such good music that has been kind of 1920s kind of swing inspired, like people like DA Games and Oreo and Living Tombstone, CG5. So I was like, man, I really dig this kind of jazzy style, and we've done the kind of jazzy influences in my band as well with one of our songs, Taken at Advent. And so I was like, can I make something like that but make it poppy and inspired by Bendy? So I made a song, and it turned out pretty fun. I worked on it for weeks and weeks every day.
You worked so hard on it. It's so good. I think it really paid off.
Yeah, you can tell it's like a passion project. It's insane. It's really good.
Yeah. I mean, views-wise, it hasn't done anywhere near as well as like cranking out 5 remixes would have done. But like, it's not really about that, you know.
Yeah.
So,
you know.
Yeah, and I know what you mean. It's like the same with the musical thing, like.
And I think it'll keep.
Takes a lot of time, but it's not about performance. It's kind of like one of the things you gotta make things like this to eventually get it to pay off. You know what I mean? Because if it doesn't exist, then no one can appreciate it.
I think so.
Yeah, and so the way I see it, I mean, I'm all about making music professionally for a living. Like, if I'm able to, that is my like ultimate dream. And if by making music that is like the remixes, if that allows me to make this kind of music and still do it in a way on a full-time basis, it is totally worth it.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
Yeah.
Like for every, like right now it's like for every 10 remixes I can make one thing like this. And I still, you know, remixes are still fun, but like that is a trade-off that I'm definitely like happy with for the moment. But I really want to push more and more towards being able to make more stuff like this in the future.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was so much fun.
It's good to start.
Yeah, for sure.
Start somewhere, like.
Yeah, because like if you want to be able to like, let's say you have one thing going, whatever it may be in life, and you want to do the other thing. If you never start doing the other thing, you'll never do the other thing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I remember when I was like 20-ish, I was playing in an old band, and me and the drummer of that band, I had this idea that like, should we start a record label and sign ourselves? Because we couldn't get a record deal back in the days. And he was like, I hear what you're saying, bruh, and I feel like it could be fun, but like now is not the time, man. We gotta wait a few years. We need more experience. And I always felt like I hear where he's coming from, but in my head, it's always best to just start small, start bad, and pick up the pieces along the way. In a way,
The best way to learn anything at all in life is to fail.
yeah,
I think.
because through failing, you really learn.
Failure.
Yeah, so fail faster and fail sooner and as often as you can. I don't know, that's my mentality. So yeah. Anyway, that was a long story about the Bendy song.
Yeah, it's really good.
But,
Failure more than anything.
yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, I'm happy with how it turned out.
It's
There's
super
one
catchy.
really high note towards the end that
Yeah.
I wasn't sure
Yeah.
I was gonna pull out physically. It took me like 4 takes before I even hit the note, but yeah, it actually worked out. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It was
it's
fun to record. I'm singing in some of
Yeah,
the
mine's in the chorus,
backup-
in the
backup
chorus.
choirs.
Yeah.
Throw down the gauntlet.
Yeah. So
Make the go.
yeah, more stuff like that. I really want to make more. So I am planning to maybe do, well, the plan is to do a sequel when the last episode of Bend hits in about a month. So I'm starting work on that. So if you guys, you know, want to do some choirs or something, let me know. I'm open.
Sure.
Bring in some collabs.
Sure thing.
Good.
It's Wednesday, my dudes.
It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Dave, are you bringing back Friday, by the way, at any point? I'm missing the jingle.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're always singing it like every Friday. We can't get it away.
Every morning I'm like,
oh my
Maya,
God,
it's Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Friday.
No,
You have to say it, you know.
Yeah.
It's like it ticks. What is it called? Like you have to do it.
yeah, it's I haven't got rid of it. The only because what happens is like I'll make Friday, and then that'll be the last video I
Yeah.
post of the week, and then like and Fridays never do that well, and that's not the point. It's all about like giving back to the people who subscribe. But I wanted to move it to another day or just do it on random days. But obviously everyone knows it as Friday, so I'm trying to figure out at the moment. Like I'm also I don't want to do it if I haven't got anything to say because before I would just do it anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah.
but it will be
I
back.
definitely see the problem.
But I just need to make sure I have a video like to post Saturday as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course.
I think what I would do if I were in charge, I would just do what you're talking about now, like do a video on any day of the week whenever you have an idea.
Yeah.
But still use the
Still
Friday
call it
jingle
Friday.
Yeah.
and don't care about what day it
Oh,
is.
that could be. It's Monday.
No, still
it's
call it Friday.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
It's
I know what you mean.
Wednesday.
Like start the video like,
Friday.
hey guys, it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's Friday.
yeah.
Keep that as the name of the show,
Yeah.
like
a good
despite whatever day it might actually be.
Yeah.
You know.
That could be.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay.
But of course, only do it like if you have
Yeah, if you feel
like a
like
good
it,
idea
yeah.
for the video.
Yeah.
You know.
No, that's a good idea.
But if the good idea comes on a Sunday,
Yeah.
maybe do it anyway. Like that could be the meme itself. You know.
Yeah.
Because if it was like,
God, I
if
can
it was
see- I
up
can
to
see,
me,
like-
I know it is up to me, but I would love to be posting it every week on a Friday. Even if I don't have stuff to talk about. But it's just it's just the weekend is always really important when it comes to YouTube. So posting that as your final,
Yeah.
it's. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out a way
Yeah, for
around
sure.
that at the moment. But it's not gone.
But
It's
maybe
just
you
kind
could
of,
maybe you could post it on Friday, but like think like your weeks are from Friday to Friday.
Yeah,
And then
and
this
then not, and,
the
yeah,
weekend is a weekend.
yeah.
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 So you can still post stuff on the weekend, and then you start like hi, this week on Friday I'm going to talk about last week's Saturday and Sunday video, blah blah blah, or something like that.
Yeah. It'll be back. Season 2 will be back. I'll just bring it back as a new season or something.
Yeah, it's okay.
Or you could simply every Friday re-upload the intro as its own video and then take it down for the next week.
It's just like, I don't have anything to say, but
algorithm into the ground.
Yeah, I'm like, hey everybody, welcome to Demonetized. It's Friday, and that's just the end of the video.
Yeah. Every Friday, like just.
It's Friday, or you could just like have
just
you
a reminder
with a beer or something. It's Friday. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah.
Bye.
It's Friday.
So this week I don't have anything to say, so I'm just gonna drink this beer, and you like slowly drink it in one take for like 4 minutes, like. So yeah,
happy
thanks so much for
weekend.
watching.
Thank you for watching.
That's a good idea.
Or just do this is the top comment.
Yeah.
This is the
I'm
top
thinking about
comment.
the way, you know, did you
Yeah.
see Markiplier when he did this, it did a video called like Markiplier contemplates a banana for 5
Oh yeah,
minutes.
the April Fool's video.
And like the milk.
Like something like that could be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like day by day drinking a beer for 5 minutes. I'd watch it.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, maybe I'll just...
Hey, you know what could be a cool series? Not necessarily for your channel or even for Friday, but like a cool series in general. Could be doing like drinking challenges, but you do it with the audience. So like you hold up a beer and like you crack it open and like you tell the audience like, all right, crack open your beer, and on the count of 3, and they have to film themselves doing a reaction to it, and you like speed the drink with the YouTuber, but you film yourself doing it like a challenge.
Yeah,
and then you react to them speed drinking, or
you get demonetized
like,
though, wouldn't you?
I make a video where I drink a beer in like 2 minutes, like a speed thing, like I'm super quick. I challenge Maya, and then you have to do a reaction video to that.
It's like that thing that was on Facebook before. You remember?
No, I don't.
Like it was huge in Sweden. Like okay, all the videos start by it was random people, not YouTubers, but like friends of ours. Maybe we didn't hang out as much then, but it was a thing like teenager would do like, yeah, okay, hi, I got nominated by this people. I'm gonna nominate this people, and then you had to take a beer and chug the whole thing. And then that was it.
Really?
Yeah, so you chugged the beer and said, thank you for the nomination. I'm going to nominate Andy and Dave. And then you guys have to drink a beer.
Well,
like
that
chug
seems
the whole beer. And
awfully uninspired for a challenge.
It got very, like, very much crap for being...
That sounds like such a Swedish thing.
Yeah.
To like,
But everybody was like,
challenge. Let's just drink a beer with
steak.
no stakes.
Yeah.
I want stakes, you know, that's the big thing. Big difference.
So did you guys see the Indian Luai intro was on Luai?
Yeah. I saw it. That was so cool.
So 2 days ago,
happy.
4 days ago of this going out, me and I were at a pub, like having a like celebration release party for the Bendy thing. And we decided to like stream at the pub. Yeah, we streamed at the pub. And in the middle of the stream, somebody comments and says like, "Hey, Indigo, PewDiePie mentioned you in his new video." I was like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah, and Indigo directly went over in the stream.
Yeah, I took out my phone, started his latest video, and it starts off with your Indian
Indian intro.
Like, where Sam sings. And I was like, okay, wow, this was a plot twist, and then he trolled me because he didn't mention me in the video.
Yeah, so Indigo worked in the video, but it ended up with us streaming your Indian intro.
So your Indian intro was playing in the stream.
Yeah, no,
like
so
from
not
my
Indigo.
phone.
I think the one he used, that's the version 1, so that's not Sam dubs. That's just a voice to text auto-tune.
Okay.
But
my god.
but yeah, so that was cool because last week he also used the second version that I made, I think.
Yeah.
Where he sings himself.
That's a low intro as well. So that. I think
My god.
That's so nice.
But yeah.
Have you two have any connection about it? Like, have he shot you a message or something?
You know, Sive, his editor.
Yeah.
He follows me on Twitter, so I think he like.
That's how we got
But
them.
Pewds doesn't follow me.
So what do you think about the?
I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah. sorry, man.
That's all right.
What do you think about the theory that Sive doesn't actually exist and it's just Brad?
It could be.
Do you think it's true?
Yeah, I don't think it's true, but it might be true.
It might be.
You never know.
Because what if?
They're all grande anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, because what if Pewds and Brad?
They're all grande.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, what if Pewds and Brad, the two of them, are also
Dolan
Sive
and
and Dolan and Grande? You know,
Oh
I mean,
my God.
you know,
and they're
it's not
all
it's not-
psychopaths.
I just yeah, they're all sociopath.
Sociopath. Sorry.
yeah, 1 in 25, you know.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Should we talk a little bit about that actually?
Yeah, let's talk about
the
that.
Shane
Yeah.
thing.
Shane Dawson, Jake Paul.
So, what episode of, as we're recording this, 3 episodes have been
So-
come out? Is it 3?
3 episodes.
I think yeah, episode 3 was released yesterday. By the time this is going out, episode 4 should be out as well.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
episode
no,
2, there's a load of
there's-
controversy around, isn't there?
Yeah.
So what's the controversy about? Fill the listeners in. Indigo, would you?
Oh, well.
Indigo, do you want
Either
to
of us.
do the debriefing?
I mean, sure. PewDiePie made a really good video about the whole thing, but basically, so if you're absolutely not up to speed at all on what this is about, Shane Dawson, famous guy, he's currently doing a documentary series. He makes a lot of documentary series on his channel, and he's currently doing one called "The Mind of Jake Paul."
The dark side of Jake.
Well, that's the episode title.
Okay. Never mind.
But it's all right. Yeah, what he's basically trying to do is like get to the bottom of why Jake is having his kind of provoking behavior in all these videos. Like, what's the cause of all this? And is he potentially a sociopath? And it's gonna be an 8-part series in total. And yeah, as of now, like 3 episodes are out, 4 by the time you're hearing this. And in episode 1. He is mostly like episode 1 is mostly Shane talking. Wait, what is episode 1?
He's doing research.
Yeah, it's mostly like talking about the ideas for the project, basically.
Yeah.
He's talking to INAB.
And
Yeah.
like
general,
his idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it, like his idea of, or like perception of Jake Paul, and like who is he? And they're watching
Yeah.
some old videos of his,
Yeah.
and he was talking about like the controversy of him even doing that video.
Yeah.
And that Jake sent him like a message before they started that, like, dude, people really don't like me. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, because
Right.
people are going to hate you because people really hate me.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Because like often, like typically Shane, like his documentaries are about somewhat controversial people anyway. Like you know, Jeffree Star, like Tana Khan interviewing Tana and the other dude who was running it. But the big thing this time around is the whole thought of him being a sociopath, and rather the way they are talking about the mental state of sociopaths and the disorder. Like, you're right, the disorder in general. Episode 2 is basically just him and a therapist sitting on a couch and talking about sociopathy. Is that how you say it? I guess. Like what it is and what it's about. And there's a lot of seemingly generalization and perhaps even misinformation is what people are kind of upset about. And Shane's over editing of like adding creepy music, like
and reacting.
there are
to
sociopaths everywhere, dun dun dun, you know, and like images of killers and stuff. And you know, it's Shane's excuse is like, well, I need it to be entertaining.
Yeah, he actually went out with a official excuse
on his Snapchat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you seen the latest episode, the 3rd episode?
Yes, indeed.
Because at the beginning he kind of addresses it, doesn't he? And he apologizes and he says like, I handled this in the wrong way.
Yeah. But then the rest of the episode is kind of in the same tone.
That's the thing. Like the rest of the episode is edited the same way with like these over dramatic. Because episode 3 is him like researching Jake's parents and his dad and mom, who are both now vloggers.
But he never gets to the point. Kind of, it drags it out.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
So you're not supposedly you're not even to like he doesn't even speak to Jake Paul or meet him until episode 5, and it's an 8-episode series, and everything before that is just like assumptions, kind of.
Yeah. So,
but also facts.
So what do you guys think of? What do you think about the first couple of episodes? Do you think that the way he's approached it is kind of the wrong way? Do you agree with Pewds? What are your thoughts?
I think it's. Like I had really high expectations on this series because I really think he did a great job with the Jeffree Star one, but like I think the first episode was good because he was like presented the whole like gave us some background info and everything, but the second episode was like he was sitting in a sofa reacting to like a therapist describing how a sociopath works, and it wasn't like connected to Jake that much. And it feels like he's really dragging out the whole thing, and it didn't feel like what I like with Shane Dawson's documentaries otherwise is that he's like mostly based on facts, and he does actual interviews with actual people. But here he's just like, no, there's been 3 episodes, and he's just like, I think he's like that or like this or like that, and they're long episodes, so I'm like, come on, get to like
each video is like 40 minutes, so
but it's still like, I'm still gonna watch the whole series because it's interesting. It is an interesting topic, but I think he's dragging it out a little bit.
What about you,
and making it,
what are your thoughts?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm kind of in the same camp, I suppose. As pure entertainment, if you dismiss the entire fact baseless value of it all and the whole controversy, it's a great series. Like the editing and everything, like it's over the top, but it's that by design. It's a good show, you know, as a show. But it does get a bit murky when it is when you're supposed to take it as fast, like at face value as a documentary and as being facts about another, like a real person who is like also a YouTuber. Like it does get into very gray areas, and it's very, like, Shane brings out some very general statements about things that are, I don't know, it is I want to use the term dehumanizing in a way. I don't think it's really that serious, but it's definitely in that kind of area. I do recommend go check out Pew's video on it. He does bring up a lot of good points. But yeah,
what are your thoughts, Dave?
Yeah, like Dave, you're kind of the bigger Shane fan, I think, before any of us were.
Well, so I'm not
documentaries and stuff.
I literally just got into him from TanaCon. That's how I started watching him. And then I watched.
And I got into him from your tweets about the TanaCon videos.
And I thought they were really good. But you know, when I watch his documentaries, maybe the Jeffree Star one and the TanaCon kind of like slight exceptions to a lot of his content, but he does a lot of editing. You know, it's really heavily edited, and the whole point behind his videos, you know, he makes them entertaining, and I think that's what happened. He went in thinking, okay, I need to make this video entertaining, and he was just a bit careless on some of the issues and stuff. But saying that, if you watch documentaries on Netflix that aren't like, you know, critically acclaimed or whatever, just like Ancient Aliens or anything like that, a lot of it is just over-edited filler, and it's kind of like trash TV, like reality TV. Do you know what I mean? So I don't necessarily have an issue with the way he's done it. I think that's because I kind of don't see it as like a factual thing. I'm like, okay, he's just making this to be over dramatic, you know, showing those pictures of the murderers and stuff. Obviously, he's not insinuating Jake's a murderer.
Yeah, the only problem I really had like an issue with, or not an issue, but he's using so much like stock material of people.
Yeah, but
who's just like people dramatically wearing a mask and then they take it off.
Exactly.
It's
But the issue I do have with it is I think it should have been a 4-part series, and each episode should have been, you know, much more going on, because if you the second and third episodes,
straightforward,
it's just talking to someone else for like the whole time, you know. I think he's dragging it out too much. I think if it was all compact and he just worked with like the actual good content, you wouldn't have to drag him out and put all in this filler and say these points and like say blanket statements.
I totally agree.
Because he'd have all of this really good content, which he probably has to release. He's probably got loads of stuff that he's going to be really entertaining, but he's dragging it out, so he has to fill it up, and filling it up is where the problems come. Do you know what I mean? So
for sure. I mean, so far I think like the way I see it, like the first 3 episodes that are out right now, could, in my opinion, they could easily be like have been one episode.
Exactly.
Like being like episode 1, the background.
Yeah.
Like, hi, today we're going to talk to the therapist and watch some videos of his parents.
Yeah.
And then episode 2, meeting Nick Crompton and Jake, or, you know, something like that. I think he's going to meet Nick Crompton now in episode 4, which I am really excited about, though, because I think that might get juicy. But also because Nick has been there from the very beginning, has been the COO, England is my city guy. So, you know.
Yeah,
we'll see. Or maybe he's not in it at all. I don't know.
I do think, don't get me wrong, I think it's entertaining. And it is like, if it was posted anywhere where there wasn't this whole community to respond, you know, and you just got to look at his like ratio. You know, people are watching it and people are enjoying it. But on YouTube, whatever you do and whatever you say, people are going to hold you accountable for that. So, and I don't think he expected this level of accountability from everyone, you know.
But yeah. And as with, you know, most stuff on YouTube, you know, it's a vocal minority that is like complaining. Like each video has like 15 million views, which is insane. And
Jesus,
maybe like 30,000 dislikes per video, which is a lot of dislikes, but it's a very small percentage, you know.
Likes,
Right, quite literally. So, you know, it's a vocal minority. It is an issue. Like if people take issue with something, there is an issue to be taken. To some extent. So, you know, I'm not saying it's entirely uncalled for, but...
Yeah, because he's off social media now, I think, until he said he's going to stay off Twitter for a bit, because he's getting a lot of, you know...
I do have a feeling that Shane does have a grander plan for the series, though. The way he, like, says, like, don't judge Jake Paul's mom too hard for the vlog material I show here. Like, it's all going to make sense. So maybe he has some bigger narrative in play. Like, maybe at episode 8... you know, Jake shows his certificate of like, I actually am a sociopath. Dun, 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 you know. Who knows? But yeah, for now it's a good show, and I'll keep watching it rather than watching, you know, anything else on Netflix for the time being. So yeah.
Indigo, did you want to talk about like get into some creativity talk?
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, and you know, Shane is one of the big inspirations for that. But like, I've been thinking so much lately, and I mean, I'm assuming we all do, like on a daily basis, especially in our line of trade, when you have some kind of some sort of a full-time job that requires you to be constantly creative and creating stuff. At least I found myself starting to question, like, what do I really do now? Like, from an outside perspective, and how do I want to be perceived? But more than that, where do I want to be in a year or 3 years or 5 years? That is something I always like kind of not struggle with, but like constantly contemplate. Where do I want to be in a while? And that's the thing with, like, I see all these channels and these other people who are also musicians, and I see these other YouTubers who do a kind of a daily grind. Some people, you know, we touched on a lot of this previously in the episode, but I see so many channels out there who spend way more time making less content that is better. And whenever I see channels like that, I always get like kind of, I admire them, but I get kind of frustrated at myself, like, I could do this. Why don't I do this? To quote Emma Blackery. And it's kind of like this whole bendy thing has been such a nice thing for me, making this entire video and this entire song, because this is really what I really want to do, like make original music that is still really cool, that people can still like, but that still really means something to me. And I'm not saying the remixes typically don't. A lot of the remixes are like, some of them are some of the best music I've made in my own opinion, that I'm the proudest of. Not all of it, of course, but it kind of gets to a point where I'm like, I don't know, it's like, what kind of stuff do I want to do, and how do I really want to be not just perceived, but how would I want to remember my life in 50 years on my deathbed, you know? Implying I'm just going to be 70 years old. But yeah, I don't know, it's a big thing, and it's a constant struggle, you know, of having YouTube be your livelihood, because it is scary to try new stuff and take risks, because like, you might do something and invest a lot of time in it, and it doesn't hit, and then your channel is over, and then you go back to McDonald's. I don't really want to go back to McDonald's, but I also don't want to create content for the sake of creating content, in a way. So it's finding a middle ground where, like, what is the point where I can start creating, or like start only solidly creating stuff that is 100% what I want to make, and still keep it afloat in a way. And you know,
that's hard.
It's tough, you know. And like, I do enjoy all the things I am doing right now, but like, I really like gaming. I really like making gaming content and doing gaming videos, and like, I invested in a huge gaming PC that I spent a lot of money on, and I did a couple gaming videos, and they like tanked, and like in my like as I felt like if I keep doing this, I'm gonna tank the channel completely. So I stopped, and I'm like, well, oh, it's a lot of waste of money. You know, I'm still using the computer for other stuff, but gaming was the priority, like the first thing I wanted to do with it, and it's weird. I don't know. I don't really have a point I'm getting to right now.
No, I know.
What are your thoughts?
I think
Dave,
anyone who's
rambling.
in our kind of shoes would understand. And I'm exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like, I'm constantly having a battle with myself about the quality of the content that I make, the quantity of how often I make it and how often I release it, you know, and what's best for the channel, but what do I want to do? What do I want the channel to be? Or should I just make it grow? You know, I'm constantly having that battle. I've kind of come to terms with the fact now that I'm just going to make stuff that I want to enjoy, that I think people will enjoy, not just like, because if you look at the amount of remixes I put out in the last couple of months compared to the previous, you know, couple of months, like in the last year or year and a half or whatever, I did like over 100, but in the last couple of months I've been like at least one a month maybe. But it's a constant thing, like, but I know I need to make some, you know, because people like them, and I love making them, but I don't want to force myself to make them, because otherwise I'll like resent the remix and resent making them, you know. So I think it's just trying to keep it a passion project. If you're making money from something you're passionate about and you're consistently doing it, it can turn into work, and the passion can kind of disappear. So it's trying to balance that, and it's really it's actually interesting. You know, the therapist that Shane is talking to, she does a video with Jacksepticeye, and they kind of talk about burnout and stuff. And in that video, she's talking about like, if you put in your effort and you put passion into a project, the risk and the time you put in. If you don't get the reward, whatever that is, if it's views, if it's just your content with the content or whatever, if you don't get the reward that you're expecting from it, then eventually you get burned out. She's like, that is why YouTubers get burned out, because they put all this time and then they don't get that reward that they want from it or they expect from it. So it's like a constant thing, and I totally understand. I think it's just
for sure.
It's balancing it, isn't it, and making sure that you do have something that you're doing that is like something that you want to do, but you know, keep up things as well.
Yeah.
What do you think, Maya?
It's hard to find a balance. Yeah, I think it's hard to balance that really, because I've been struggling with that a lot also, with having like the smallest channels of us three. I've been really like from time to time focusing on just doing like a little bit more clickbaity content to get more, to grow the channel and grow my community. But then I always like, if I go, and me and Indigo talks a lot about that, and you gave me ideas on, okay, that if you do this video, maybe you're gonna get a lot of views, and I'm like, a lot of the content I want to make is really not that clickbaity, like from the beginning, and it's kind of weird and obscure. I think there is an audience for, but it's just harder to reach it if you want to do it in an organic, like artsy way, because it is like, we always say, but my art,
but my art.
So it's like, you need to, if you want to have YouTube as like, I don't mind making stupid videos with bulbs and cosplays and stuff. That isn't my passion project, but it's still fun. But you need to find like, I guess, your own boundaries for what you want to do. And I haven't done like, I don't know about you guys, but like, I think I've done maybe like 1 or 2 videos during my whole, out of all of the videos I've ever made and posted on YouTube that I really regret making because it was too clickbaity or too, you know, not myself and not me. I don't want, like, I kind of don't want it to be, it's not what I stand for. It's not what I want to show people. If someone like, who is this Maya? I'm going to check it out. And then that video pops up. I'm like, no, I don't want that to be the version of me, even if that video got a lot of views.
Yeah.
So it's hard to balance that, because like, if you only do your small kind of weird artsy indie projects that I'm kind of, you know, I love that type of stuff. I'm never going to reach anyone. And then it's like, what's the point? But I still want to build an audience because I think there is people, you just have to find them. But it's really hard to balance that out.
Yeah, totally.
I think one good example when it comes to your line of art, specifically, is a channel that you keep talking about often yourself, which is Vintergatan, Swedish channel.
I love that so much.
Who is a Swedish indie band. It's technically a one-man project. But he's been doing indie rock music in Sweden for a while, and he's never been like famous. He's been like known in Sweden.
Yeah, I've been a fan of him for so many years. I went to all of his concerts.
Yeah, he's talented. I used to share rehearsal spaces with him back in the day, way back before he got any sort of fame. And he made a video where he built
a marble machine.
Yeah, he built this machine, which is a huge instrument, the marble machine.
Yeah, we were talking about that before.
And he made a video where he played this crazy instrument that he built with like 10,000 marbles playing music in it. That video got like ultra viral, like got 100 million views or something crazy, and now he's at 1 million subs. Despite him, aside from that, just being a weird, like Swedish indie musician. So I think one way is like, because he's always been like super focused on his, as you say, but my art. Yeah. He's always been really like that. It just took him to drive that to its absolute utmost potential and create something so totally out there, like this whole marble machine, and have that go viral just from the pure creative insanity that he poured into it. Which in turn led people to see, oh, here's a crazy indie musician guy who makes this crazy machine. I'll check out his music. It's got to be as good as this. Yeah. Compared to if you get viral from like doing a cinnamon challenge and throwing up, and then you're like, that gets 10 million views, and people are like, oh, who's this crazy girl throwing up? Maybe she's a good guitar player. It's hard. Yeah,
but the whole thing with like being att bli upptäckt, what was it called? Being noticed, getting
recognized.
Getting recognition, like
going viral.
Going viral. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, like you have all the platform in the world, you have all the resources in the world, but how do you reach the right people? Like. I keep mentioning a channel on YouTube, shout out once again to Random Encounters, who is like, to this day, one of my favorite channels. They're the guys who make the video game inspired Broadway musicals, like Baldi's Basics, the musical, which has like 60 million views in 3 months. They're so talented, and like that's exactly the kind of content I would love to do. Like if I had the opportunity, like not necessarily just musicals, but like great music that is very honest, but it's based around a topic that they love and that people can find them through. Because if the Random Encounters guys now, if they were to like announce, hey, we are writing an original musical, 2-hour-long musical, not about a video game, like totally original story, and we're going to be touring in Europe, I would go see that show. I would pay money to see it because I know that they can deliver on the music. And that's what I'm thinking. Like, well, if I would want to make a musical like that, would I get people to go see that from just doing remixes? I don't think so. But I still like doing it. I don't know. So it's weird. And I think for me personally, doing the bendy thing was like, in my head it was like me putting down a foot to myself, like this is what I really want to do, and I'm really gonna do it for real. It might not get views now, it might someday, I don't know, but I really love every step of the way, and
it shows in the product, and I think it's gonna pay
I like to think it does, I
think so.
No, it definitely does. Yeah,
totally think it does.
Well, I'm happy to hear. So and yeah, I just felt so creative and so like satisfied with what I was doing every step of the way up until publish. I was like,
it was
like I could have this as my channel trailer like forever and ever, and like this is like, if I die now, I at least did what I loved. It's one of those kind of things. And
that's like the best.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, I think that's generally a direction I would love to go even more in. But it's like the fear of, what if, like, I don't want to lose everything we built, and I don't think we will, but yeah, it's constantly battling the fear versus the passion, and it's weird, but it's a thing I guess every single YouTuber goes through.
Yeah.
And
but I think like when you get to that point that you have like a big enough platform, and I think Indigo, you have almost 300,000 subs now.
I'm still super small.
And
We're all like super
but
small.
in the world, but you have like, you're stable enough. I think you're like, you have a strong enough fan base to be able to do that kind of videos, because like the audience, like definitely they like your music and the style that you do stuff. So even if it's not clickbaity, and won't like draw in a lot of new people, I think like this type of content, if you do it now once in a while, it's not gonna scare people away, because it's so much you in it. And I think you're big enough to like try stuff like that.
Definitely.
Because people know like you have since you've put out so much content, people know like you always have a high quality on it, and you know, give it a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a lot of long-time fans who've been following you for I don't know how many years.
Yeah, for sure. There's a bunch who've been like dedicated.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of what I'm trying to think. It's just it is scary, you know, to try and do something so.
Yeah, you're exposing yourself, like also like just in putting out original music that is not connected to.
Yeah.
But it's your own voice, it's your own thing. It is exposing, and it's like here's this.
Yeah, and you know it's still related to a very popular video game. You know.
Yeah, but still to.
But it's way more in line with like where I wanna be in like 10 years, you know.
Yeah, and that's scary to put something like that out and like see if people don't like it at all. Like what are you gonna do then? If that was your like, the thing you really wanted to do, maybe you have to rethink your whole like goals and everything.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. Sorry, kind of rambly, but you know,
I think it's
okay.
It's a weird, wild world.
Yeah.
I guess.
Indigo, is there any questions?
I really have a good note to end on. Yeah, guys, we've been going for more than an hour already.
We'll do like a good
but
question.
I'll have a.
We'll end up.
Yeah, let's see here. Let's see. I'm checking. If you want to send us a question, by the way, you have several ways to do that. You could either write a comment down below on the YouTube video, or you could head over to my Discord server, where there's an actual podcast questions channel. So, have we done this one? Graceful Thunder asks, "What's your favorite and least favorite pizza topping?"
No, I don't think we have.
I don't think so.
No.
That's
good
a good question.
Dave. Pizza toppings. What do you like?
Oh, so my favourite.
And what don't you like?
I really like ham and pineapple.
Yes.
Jesus! Thank
But
That's
God.
so good.
I also like
pizza review.
like any.
Pizza review.
I like anything with like chilies on as well. I like having like a spicy pizza. My
spicy?
my least favorite would be like capers and like artichokes.
Artichokes.
Yeah.
I really like
What
artichokes.
what is that?
No,
I've never heard of it.
I do like them, but just not on a pizza.
I've never heard the word in English.
A
I
little
love
lesson in
those.
Swedish, everyone. Artichoke in English is called kronärtskocka in Swedish.
That is kronärtskocka, not to be confused with jordärtskocka, which is another thing.
What about you guys?
I too love pineapple and ham, like so, especially on like
me too.
a fat American pan pizza.
And
It's so
mozzarella.
good. And mozzarella, yeah, for sure. If I could pick like one topping, might be I don't know. I like pizzas with egg on them, where the egg is still kind of soft, liquidy, kind of.
That's not my favorite.
It's really good. Or like salami, or like meat stuff in general.
Yeah.
You order pizza with like minced meat on it sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've
I
had
do.
that.
And sometimes it's really good, and sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
It's really hit or miss.
It's kind of a gamble.
Yeah, it is a gamble.
Yeah.
But-
But,
Yeah. But if it's
totally.
like puddles of meat sauce on the pizza, then it's really good.
Yeah.
But you don't always get that. What about you, Maya? What do you love?
I also love pineapple on pizza. An good old fashioned Hawaii. That's really good.
Yeah.
But also the Swedish classic, of course, kebab pizza.
I need to try
So
it. I need to try
basically,
that.
I don't know if that's
That is true.
It's
Kebab pizza
so
is one of the best.
good. I love it. So you have basically have a pizza with like tomatoes, and then you with some kebab meat on it and some garlic sauce, and it's just it's so good.
It's really good. Actually, forget what I
So
said.
good.
Kebab pizza Swedish is my favorite, probably.
What about your least favorite?
We're gonna treat you to the best kebab pizza once you get
to
here.
try it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
least favorite would be.
I'm not sure. What's the like? Everything is good on pizza.
Sometimes
Olives, maybe.
Sometimes they put like a raw onion on it. I really don't like.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah,
That's
that might be
weird.
mine too, actually.
And it takes over all of the flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Wicked.
What
Do we
about you,
have a
Dave?
last question?
What is there anything you don't like? No, wait. You mentioned what's it called?
Artichoke.
Again? Artichoke.
And like
Artichoke. I've never
capers.
heard that.
I've never heard the word before.
Capers are?
Really?
No.
Are you joking?
I don't like.
Sorry?
I don't like capers on pizza either.
Mm.
Oh, capers.
They're like
Oh, I like
cockles.
that. I like that.
they're like
I-
little balls
Yeah,
of
Yeah.
small green, dark
yeah,
green
yeah,
balls,
yeah.
right?
yeah.
Actually, one of the best pizzas I've ever had that I only had once. It was here in Sweden,
Yeah.
and the pizza was called Noble. And on it there was oven baked
Nobel.
salmon plus cold sour cream plus raw lemon, like a slice of it, and then avocado, and that was it.
On a pizza.
Yeah,
Weird.
and the avocado was also raw. So all the ingredients were raw except the
So it's like a
fish that was
salad on a
oven-baked.
pizza.
Yeah, like a salmon salad on the pizza
Weird.
without lettuce. It was so good. It was so weird, but it
Sounds
tasted
kinda
really.
funny.
It tasted expensive, even though it wasn't really. But it tasted very exclusive,
Yeah.
except it was a pizza.
Mm.
But yeah, it was really cool. I also want to give a shout out to the burger I had for lunch today.
Lol.
It was one of the best burgers I've had in probably this month. One of the best burgers. I've
Yeah,
had.
it was really good. It was really good.
Yeah, it was like called Spanish something, and it was
Harlem, Spanish Harlem.
Yeah, the meat was like extremely well cooked, and the meat had been rolled in
Smoky.
black pepper and jalapeno while it was still raw,
Oh.
and so it was like went into it, and there was a lot of like
You
more
went there.
pepperoni and stuff on it. It was so good,
Sounds
so
cracking.
good.
That
It
sounds
was really good.
Shout out to the chef at New York Dining or whatever it's called.
New York Grill
New York
or
something.
something.
Yeah. Lilia Awesome asks, are you guys going on the Jacksepticeye tour that's coming up?
You guys go?
Are you?
We
I
thought
don't
about it.
know.
Right now I don't think so. I've been wanting to see that show though for a while,
Yeah.
but when is it? I don't remember.
I think the next leg is
I'm doing
Europe.
something
I
with it.
was gonna go, but like he's not in Cardiff or Bristol, so I'd have to go to London, which would be
Oh.
fine. But it's
Should
like,
we go see him together in London?
But
though?
it's
That
a,
could be
it's
cool.
like a,
When is it?
it's at a random venue. It's not like it's quite hard to get to in London. I had a look at it.
Oh,
But no, I'm not planning.
When is it,
on
though?
going at the moment. I can't remember. I did check. It's not far away. I don't think.
Is it soon? No.
Soonish.
I think it is this month, but I think it like there was something else happening around the same time. I don't remember. But he's playing the same venue as Ready Play 3 and Markiplier
Oh, cool.
when they came here, so it's like a huge venue.
Yeah.
Could be
It's
cool.
like a conference.
It's like the YouTube place because
Yeah.
I've only been there for those 2 times for the
Yeah, me
YouTube
too.
shows.
Yeah.
So it's really weird. It's like a new built arena, but
But it's not an arena. It's like a conference hall.
yeah, it is for sure. Like 2,000 people.
So people
can
are
place.
having lectures there. And,
Yeah.
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 Wicked.
Oh well. Cool. Is this a good place to end, perhaps, for this time?
Yeah.
I think so.
Take us home.
Extra long episode, but that's our treat. So yeah, any last words before we do our sign-offs?
No, I think I'm good.
No? No?
I don't know.
Okay.
No? Look forward to next week. Do we have any like upcoming videos next week we can tease
I haven't got
about?
any plan yet.
Well, we have the episode 10 special of this podcast, which might
write
include
your ideas.
something
in the comments.
cool. Maybe a guest, maybe a burger, maybe a couple
Maybe a
burgers.
dog.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Imagination has no limits.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
cool.
So thanks for joining so far. Now, Dave, Mr. Creative Genius, according to Jack's Films, if people want to find your music and your balset mustache, where can they find that?
That all the videos are on YouTube, Day by Dave on YouTube, and then at Dave Delirious on Instagram and Twitter. Maya, what about you? Where can we find you?
You can find me under the name Maya Fennec on YouTube, on Patreon, on Instagram, and Twitter.
Cool.
Fennec as in Fennec Fox.
Yeah.
Indigo, my man.
Yeah, I'm Indigo on YouTube, Indigo Skyborn everywhere else. And yeah, I think we're done.
Yeah.
Thanks
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
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 Look at Indigo.
Oh yeah,
cat.
also Snorlax.
Yay.